Hello everybody, back with another quick tip, and I want to talk today about the idea that there is no solution for low resolution. So what I have here is a little promotional photo. This is actually a stock photo that I shrunk down to use for this demo, but let's imagine it's a promotional photo that you've received and you need to use. Now, if we take a look at this, we can see that this is at 100% right now. So this image isn't going to get any larger. Now, if we go in here and we go to image and image size, we can see that it's only 72 pixels per inch at 4 inches. And if we get this up to print resolution, which is about 300, and we actually try to scale that up, we can see that it gets really blurry and really nasty looking. So let's do this. I'm going to undo that really quick. I'm going to go back to image size. This time I'm going to switch to pixels, and it says it's 307 pixels by 383, which is not a lot of data to work with. I'm going to set this to 300 and set that back to 383. Now, what this does is this tells us if we switch back to inches that we can print this as a max of 1 inch by 1 inch, which isn't very large. But I'm going to go ahead and say okay to that. And now we can see at 100%, this is the size we could print this. But what can you do if you need this larger? Get a better photo. And that's not always an option. I've worked a lot with different performers, artists, and professors who don't necessarily have a high resolution picture of themselves. So I'm going to show you a workaround. Now, this is by far not a perfect solution, but it is a solution. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to image size again, and I'm actually going to blow this up too large. I'm just going to say 5 inches, which should work for my poster, and say okay. And again, we can see that's very blurry. Now, over here in my colors, I've set my color swatches to black and white. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this image in black and white rather than color. So if I go to filter, then filter gallery, inside of filter gallery, I'm going to go to sketch, and I'm going to choose halftone pattern right here. So filter gallery, sketch, halftone pattern, and we can see that's bringing back some of the clarity, and this is giving it kind of an older, kind of newspapery look. It's made up of little dots that you might see if you were looking closely at an old newspaper. And we can adjust the contrast of this to try to help it with the clarity. We can adjust the size of the dots, but we don't want to get too terribly large with this. I usually keep them pretty small and say okay. And here you can see, while this is not perfect, the clarity is much higher than it would have been in a situation if we hadn't done this. If I wanted to take it a step further, I could do something like select and then subject, and then I could mask my subject out so it removes that darker background and it starts to look really clean. And then just to show you an example of a real world application of this, when I was working at a performing arts theater, I did a poster for a performer and it was a similar situation. So here is the end result of that, where I used a different background, some type, and his photo that had been used through that halftone pattern look to give it a really unique look and feel without losing too much quality in the photo. Well, that's it for this time, and I'll be back again with another quick tip that will help you on your Adobe journey.